All righty, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So welcome to all the contestants. I am so glad that you all made time to come tonight to the Sister Mentor Night. I am really excited for you all to meet these mentors. They are some incredible, amazing Black women who are doing very bomb, very boss things out into the world. And I'm really excited for you all to get a chance to know them and adhere to them. And all I ask tonight is that you all keep your hearts and your minds open to the advice that you're being given. Please ask questions. People take time out to really come here and to pour into you. So please ask them questions, rely on their knowledge, pick their brains, ask them questions down. So without further ado, you all know me, of course. I am Jasmine Mitchell, the chair of mentorship for the Misshbcuteen pageant, graduated from Spelman College, political science major. I now work in digital advertising and paid media. So I am a marketing strategist. I'm at an advertising agency and also own my own digital strategy company. And I have the lovely pleasure of having these incredible women come tonight to talk to you. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves so we can go ahead and kick that off. Oh, and yes, of course, my titles. I was Miss Maroon and White, as well as Miss Kappa Alpha Psi Morehouse College, and the first runner-up to Miss NBC Hall of Fame. And with that, I will pass it to Shalonda.
So my name is Shalonda Austin. I was born and raised in Flint, Michigan. I currently reside in Powder Springs, Georgia, right outside Atlanta, Georgia. My undergrad is from the University of Michigan in healthcare administration. And then my graduate degree is from Northeastern University School of Law. I did a master's program for health law and legal studies. And I worked in healthcare for over a decade, but I recently stopped working in healthcare to launch my own business earlier this year. It's called Sna Wellness Consulting. And what we do is try to get folks benefits, insurance, healthcare, life insurance, all the benefits that folks need. I saw in my position at the hospital where I left, I was helping people that were uninsured, but the unfortunate part is that the majority of them were not eligible for the Medicaid programs that we were offering. So neither here nor there, that's what I do. I'm very excited to be here. Is there any other questions, Jasmine, that I have to answer? I think.
Have you ever been in a pageant or held any?
No. I've never been in anything like this. I don't even wear makeup, as you guys can see, very rarely. So I'm new to all.
And you look fab. Okay?
Thank you.
Look great.
Thank you. No, I've never been in a pageant. I was a cheerleader in middle school and high school, if that makes a difference, but never been in a pageant. But I had a mentor as an adult up until now. She's still my mentor, and I just love the bond that we've had this bond for years. So I just think it's important that young women and men, for that matter, have mentors. So yes, that's all. I'm looking forward to this.
Thank you, Shalonda. And we will pass it over to Sheila.
Hello, ladies. My name is Sheila Matthews. I went to Bowie State University. I graduated from there in 2017. While I was at Bowie State University, I was Miss Freshman, Miss Sophomore, Miss Junior, and the 70th Miss Bowie State University. So I was the first queen in our 70-year lineage to do it through and through. Also, I held other pageant titles prior to Bowie State, such as International Junior Miss Teen and National American Miss Junior Teen as well. So very well versed in the pageant circuit of all shapes and forms. Now I'm with ESPN as a correspondent and a producer. So I work specifically with the Undefeated. My beat is culture, music, fashion, and sports, and finding intersections and telling Blackness at the forefront of all of our stories. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, if I missed anything, Jasmine, let me know.
So let's pass it over to Miss Amara. Please introduce yourself, sister.
Hi, ladies. Happy Friday Eve. We are almost there. Ooh, thank God. My name is Amara Blythe. I reside now in Atlanta, Georgia. I relocated. It'll be a year next week. So I currently work at the Walt Disney Company, so same company as Sheila, and I'm currently an associate account executive, which is a nice way to say I ultimately negotiate all the commercial deals on streaming platforms as well as TV commercials that fall within ABC, National Geographic, Hulu, as well as Freeform. So if you watch any of those platforms or channels, that's me behind the scenes, making sure that the deals come to fruition. And once upon a time, I did hold a title myself as the 2013 Miss Jabberwock, and I won the Miss Jabberwock Cotillion. So I held that crown for a year.
Yes, Queen. I know that's right. Let's pass it over to Miss Jamira.
Hello, everybody. I just want to say I'm really happy to be here. My name is Jamira Franklin. I'm a graduating senior health science major at Spelman College, and I'm originally from Maryland. I am currently the Miss Olay HBCU STEM Queen for the year. And aside from that, I hope to pursue an MD PhD. I'm currently doing breast cancer research at Columbia University, and I'll soon be presenting my study at Harvard University. So.
Yes, and we are so happy to have you. And let's pass it over to Labria.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Please excuse me, I have to have my camera off right now. But yes, thank you so much for having me. My name is Labria Otley, and I currently hold the title of Mrs. Black Maryland International Ambassador. My title last year, I competed in the United World system. I was Mrs. DC United World. 2021, where I placed first runner-up at the international pageant. My full-time job, I am a youth development coordinator, so I work with a lot of young people in Baltimore, Maryland, getting them prepared and ready for their futures after high school. So whether they want to go to college or military or trade school, I assist them with their career development and preparation in high school. I also have quite a few mentees that I started out working with them when they were in high school, and they are in their final semester of college, actually. I have one young lady that is attending Towson, one attending Central State University in Ohio, and another student at McDaniel College here in Maryland. So I'm really excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. And Jasmine, if I missed anything, please let me know.
No, you did not miss a single thing, and we are so happy to have you here too, sister. Let's go ahead and Kai, could you introduce yourself to the contestant?
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Kai Phillips. I am a senior health science major attending Howard University. Also, I'm the event management assistant for the HBCU teen pageant. So I've been under Miss Darrell and Mr. Darrell and all these amazing people here. And this is my second sister mentor night. I'm excited to be around you girls and learn what you're into. Whoever gravitates to me or whoever just needs simple advice, I'm here. I am a pageant queen as well. I recently went in for a pageant, my 4th pageant. I got first runner-up on Friday, and I have been in a plethora of other pageants where I have won. So yeah.
I know that's right. You better had just won. You better just have been competing in a pageant and grabbed the title. I know that's right. Congratulations. Let's go to Miss Jessica.
Hi, ladies. Good evening. My name is Jessica Dickerson. I am a Spelman College 2019 graduate, where I earned my degree in economics. Recently, I moved back to Atlanta to continue my career from finance on Wall Street in New York to now working as an account executive for a startup called Fair, where we help small businesses expand their reach for wholesale. So I've been doing that for almost a year now. And when I was at Spelman, I was second attendant to Miss Sophomore at Morehouse College. I was second attendant to Miss Spelman College 2018-2019, which was an amazing experience. Currently, I'm COO of Pageant Relations, which is a PR firm for girls in the pageantry circuit to help them kind of get appearances to help their community. And I'm also in my journey of continuing my pageant career, and hopefully will kind of announce some of that soon.
Yes, thank you so much, Jessica. And let's pass it to Leila.
Awesome. Well, we are in the presence of greatness. I already feel inspired by hearing from all of the beautiful mentors that we have today. So I'm so grateful to be here. My name is Leila Nasser. I am a graduate of Spelman College, where I got my degree in psychology. I'm originally from Maryland, and I'm kind of between Maryland and Texas at the moment. In terms of pageants, I didn't compete while I was at Spelman in the college pageants, but I've competed in several other circuits outside of that. So at Spelman, I was USA National Miss. I competed in several pageants in Maryland, and I'm also the reigning Miss Maryland USA. So I just competed at Miss USA a few months ago and placed in the top 8. So that was one of my lifelong dreams. So I'm so happy that I was able to do that. But in terms of my career, I've been in recruiting, technical recruiting my whole entire career. So at the moment, I recruit software engineers at Facebook. So excited to be here. Ask all the questions that you have, ladies. I am so excited to hear all of the knowledge that is going to be dropped on this call, because we have bosses here today.
Very much a lot of boss energy in the room. And our last mentor, Sister Queen Bestie, Miss Deja, please introduce yourself.
Hi guys, hello everyone. I'm Deja. I'm a graduate of Spelman College, class of 2017. I was an economics major while there. I served as the 2016-2017 Miss Spelman College, which was, my dream. Jasmine just introduced me as her sister queen. We basically got to Spelman together as wee little freshmen. We met the first week of classes. I told her my secret that I wanted to be Miss Spelman when I was all of, 17 years old. And she wanted to be Miss Maroon White, and we did that together. And so we called each other sister queens. Now, I graduated and I did research work at Coca-Cola. Carter's Oshkosh Bagosh research is my background. And then I quit my job. And so now I am a full-time student at Emory University, getting my master's of divinity at their theology school. And as of last week, I just started a new job in tech doing research again. So I'm getting my degree and I'm a full-time researcher again. And so that has been thebomb.com. I'm happy to be here. I'm amongst great company and I'm excited. So yes, as Leila said, ask all the questions. I'm here to be a resource.
Jasmine, am I allowed to add? I feel like I didn't answer all the questions. So for ladies also interested.
Please update the resume.
Listen, the other HU, the better HU, the home by the sea. I am a alum of Hampton University, graduating in 2017. And I am from glorious Prince George's County, Maryland. Okay, I'm done now. Mic off.
Thank you, ma'am, for the update, because we don't want to be mistaken, okay? Make sure you let the people know. All right, so we're gonna jump into our group session, and I'm gonna ask some questions to the mentors and have a little bit of a dialogue here. And I hope you all just get so much from this, because I know it's gonna be beautiful. So my first question is, how has your HBCU experience shaped your career or your life in general, and what made it so special for you? And Sheila, could you answer that question for us?
Yeah, so I'm at ESPN now, and it's funny because I don't know a touchdown from a field goal, and everyone there knows it. So one thing that I always used to say about specifically my Bowie State experience was it was an amazing experience, but I always learned to find a way to finesse one, i.e. figure it out, girl, and make it look good while you do. So all of that being said too, with being the queen for 4 years, I did a lot of appearances for us. I did a lot of endowment, relations type of work and advocating for us on our behalf, which really taught me how when you get in rooms, you just have to educate yourself enough sometimes to know what you're saying to get yourself through it. But it's always doing that background research and taking the extra time and the extra effort to really educate yourself and be able to stand in those rooms and confidently speak about what you're doing. So my journey was kind of, funny enough, I was in DC and it was 2 weeks after my 21st birthday, and I was enjoying being 21. I'll say it like that. And I literally bumped into Maxine Waters. But because of me and my Google rabbit holes of looking up different politics, and the Women's March was happening that weekend, I was able to talk to her about it. And then she offered me a job on the spot. So I ended up working for the Congressional Black Caucus for 2 years after that. After that, I worked for the KIPP Foundation, and I was in charge of our national digital branding and strategy work to help empower historically marginalized communities in the form of education equity. From there, I went to Essence and worked for Essence Festival. And then I somehow stumbled over to ESPN through a tweet that went out on Juneteenth about how Real Equity is creating pathways for Black women to have different resources when it comes to jobs and professions. So I'm very big too on shoot your shot. My HBCU taught me that, like, honestly, sometimes, and I see it with my coworkers, the resumes are beautiful. It's Yale, it's Harvard, and then it's one little Bowie State or one little HBCU in there. And it's just when you do get those opportunities, shoot your shot. Don't be afraid to be like, yeah, no, okay, I went here. I know what you might think, but I can hold my own. And I have a great education as well. So shoot your shot. Don't be afraid to take opportunity, and don't be afraid to teach yourself something new, even if it's not what your degree is traditionally in as well.
Can I add on to that one about shooting the shot? Let me tell you, I shot my shot. So one of my dreams and ultimate goals when I was at Spelman is that I wanted to graduate and get a job at Google. So I actually applied and was rejected from Google 49 times. So I decided to take a different approach, and I directly started messaging recruiters, letting them know about my background and ultimately my experience. And as crazy as it sounds, after I graduated from Spelman, I became an Uber driver. And that's because I originally wanted to pursue a master's degree, and I was burned out. So I said, you know what? I always said I wanted to work for Google. I'm going to be strategic about how I do this. So what I did was I woke up at 7 o'clock every morning. From 7 to 9, I would drive professionals to work and ask questions, ask for advice on how to strategize to get my way into Google. And then from about 9 to 5, I would be in the library applying and studying and trying to figure out what my strategy was. So then from about 5 to 7, I would drive people home and continue to network and ask questions. So one day a recruiter responded, and I said, look, all I need is an interview. Let me convince you and show you that I have the skills and the abilities to be a recruiter at Google. So I got the interview, and then I moved on to the final round. And then 3 weeks later, I started working at Google. And for me, shooting my shot has always been something I'm never afraid of. But ultimately that experience let me understand the importance of paving the way for others. So after that, I got my Morehouse brother job at Google. I got tons of other HBCU grads opportunities at Google because I knew that through my experience, it's hard to pave ways for minorities in general to get into tech. And through my trajectory throughout tech, I understand the disparities of minorities and peoples of colors having opportunities within technology. So I actually created the first ever diversity talent acquisition team at Adobe. So through that experience, I have had the opportunity to help create, mentorship programs and career readiness opportunities for several minorities across the country and across different HBCUs to let them know that they have a space in technology. So I'm telling you, you can get many no's, but that one yes can change your life, and that one yes can allow you to change the lives of others. So shoot your shot, but also don't forget about the people who are going to come after you in general and could use your help and support.
Yes, thank you so much for that add-on there. So I want to move on to talk a little bit about balance. In college, there are 1,012 people, orgs, positions, leaderships pulling you so many different ways, and also being a full-time student, it can be a little bit difficult to balance all of those things out. And I would love for y'all to talk to us a little bit about some ways that you balance them in college, or also some ways that maybe you didn't do too hot in balancing, and would like to give some advice on how to be better about balancing out that kind of act in college. And Ms. Shalonda, would you like to take that one?
Absolutely. So definitely, because I went to school as a non-traditional student, I got my associates first because I wanted to get something, do you know what I mean? Especially as a non-traditional student. And then that's when I went over to University of Michigan, and then the law school bid. So to make a long story short, I was able to balance because I had already worked or been working in the workforce for years. So it wasn't that hard for me to do that, but it's important to have a schedule. The partying thing, I had already got over that part of it because, like I said, I was not a traditional student or whatnot. So I did all of that in my early 20s and went back to school in my early 30s. But the main thing is, I'm a little nerd, so I like to study things, and it's important to get your study in, to, definitely pay attention to what your professors are saying. I don't think that we should waste a lot of time in school and not focus, because it's expensive. It's very expensive. So we definitely need to think about like having a schedule. I'm big on writing everything down or putting everything in my phone. The main thing is to stay focused. Don't pick the wrong major, because that's a waste of money. Try your best to pick the right major. No, this is very important. Pick the right major. And if you don't know what you want your major to be, just focus on something like general studies, or I don't even know what they have nowadays, but focus on something that can still lead you to what you want to do. But it's important to have your friends' time and all that stuff, but get in the books. That's the way I look at it. Try to stay in the books, try to stay focused, look at the end goal, which is to get that degree and get a job or go start your business or whatever it is you want to do. But try to stay focused and remain balanced. I'm a big meditation person. So I think meditation is important. You guys might not be aware of some of these things right now, or prayer or whatever you utilize. But try to find something that you're comfortable. I did a lot of yoga. That's the other one. I did a lot of yoga in college, and it helped me stay focused and balanced. My main word is focus, if that makes any sense. Just stay focused.
And Jasmine, can I just add to that really quickly? I would say for me, when I was in college, I found it very, very helpful to attack assignments immediately. As soon as I had a homework assignment, a paper to write, an exam coming up, I would get on it right away. That way, I found that I had a lot more free time than I guess some of my friends, because I was attacking those things right away and making it a priority just to get the schoolwork out of the way first. And then I'll have free time to do other things. And I would also encourage to get into some activities and programs on campus, because a lot of groups, they encourage or it is required to have a certain GPA, and they really prioritize academics first. So if you are involved on campus activities, that's a great way to make sure that you are on top of your game academically.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. And I'll even add to that, like during my time on campus, when I was on Mahogany and Motion, Morris College dance team, you had to keep a 3.0 in order to dance on the field. And because of that, we were all responsible for each other. And I think that's another thing that at HBCUs and being in clubs and organizations, honestly, at any institution, it's not just about being popular or, like making friends, which is great, but it's accountability as well. You become accountable to the other people that you're building relationships with and grow to love. And a lot of love is about accountability. And so I think that's another thing that I would really add to that as well, that sometimes don't go and join all 10 clubs that you were in high school and college. I made that mistake my first semester, and I'm gonna just throw that out there and be real transparent. Don't do that. Find you 3 good ones. 2 to 3, like really and truly align one with your major, align one with your passions and your hobbies. And the third one can be, either or maybe just something you just enjoy or are interested in, but really get invested, because it does help you stay balanced and focused. And that accountability is great. So thank y'all so much for answering that. I want to talk about dream shifting. So often we go into college with one goal, one dream, one idea of who this future person is going to be. And we get out of college and we're like, just kidding, don't want anything to do with that. So I would love for you all to talk about, how do you meet yourself with grace as your goals are shifting, as your dreams are shifting, and how are you continuing to show up for yourself with grace? And I'd like to toss that one over to Miss Deja Langston, please, and thank you.
Great question, Jazz. I think that maybe that's why you asked me this, because you got to see it up close. You talking about a dream shifter? I came into Spelman. I wanted to be a pediatric oncologist, and I knew that, and I said it with my chest when people asked me what I wanted to do. I want to be a pediatric oncologist. I want to help the babies, and that's what I want to do. Baby, I got to Spelman, and then biology classes said, you don't want to be a pediatric oncologist. No, you don't. And that was very difficult for me for a while to come to terms with that, because it wasn't that the class was just so hard that it deterred me. Like, I don't want to do these dreams. No, I did not want to do the work that was required to be a pediatric oncologist. And I didn't realize that until I got to school. And something about Deja is I'm gonna tell myself the truth. And I think that has worked for me as I have been a dream shifter. I remind myself, tell yourself the truth, Deja. A pediatric oncologist sounds good, but what good are you as anybody's baby's doctor when you don't want to do that work? You don't want to put in the work right now. I don't think you want the lifestyle that it's going to require for you to be on call all the time as a pediatric oncologist. I really had to say, tell yourself the truth, Deja. Tell yourself the truth. And what I became aware of in these conversations with Deja about telling myself the truth is I realized that there are different versions of me, and that's okay for there to be different versions of me, and that the former versions of me are important, but I have to continually make room for new versions. And that is something that I learned. It wasn't as pretty when I was first figuring it out, but I gave myself grace when I figured out that it is okay for there to be another version that you did not plan for. And that was really, really, really big for me. So I went from pediatric oncologist to, I changed to psychology. I was a psychology major. Then I said, I want to do counseling. I realized, no, that's not for me either. Economics was my thing. I finished with economics. I just wanted to get my bag. I wanted to make some money, honestly. And now look at me. I'm on my way to full-time ministry, and I'm a photographer. But I made room to say, Deja, it's okay to be honest enough to say, I did want to do that. I did want to be that. I don't want to do or be that anymore. This is what I want to do and what I want to be. And that kind of honesty with myself, that reminder, Deja, tell yourself the truth, to be true to me and figure out, where are you today? Where does she fit with where you want to go, was really important to me. And I was glad that I gave myself that kind of invitation to tell myself the truth. So I hope that makes sense, but that was my thing.
Jasmine, can I ask a follow-up question to Deja, please?
Yes, you may.
All right.
Yes, you may.
You said it so well, but I really want to understand how you met yourself at this new version that you're at, because I'm there. I'm at this pivotal place in my life where the dream was to go to Miss USA. I didn't win Miss USA. And now I'm in this space of trying to figure out what is next for me and where I'm supposed to be, what the next version of Leila is supposed to be. And vulnerable moment, I am struggling. So I really would love for you to share some insight on whether it was soul searching, whether it was spiritual searching that you had to do to tell yourself the truth, but also figure out this version of yourself wanting to go into ministry and photography, because I need help.
Yeah, girl. I guess I'll say what I have. I will give what I have. And I say that because I do not have, I don't think, a complete answer to that. Mm-hmm. I did have to do a lot of soul searching, but as I think as how I did it, I guess, I realized, so I held this idea in one hand of tell yourself the truth, but in the other hand, there was this other idea that we all exist in seasons. And I think that we're very much so aware of the seasons that occur around us, right? But me as a human being, I have seasons. And I became very much so anticipatory. I anticipated, Deja, you've been in this season for a minute. So that means there's a new season coming your way, which requires a different kind of work. And so you know this about me. For the most part, I'm very much to myself, introverted. I mind my business and keep my head low. Don't nobody know what's going on unless I vocalize it. In that time, the reason why I do that is because there's I'm trying to figure it out. And I spend a lot of time with me. And I said that about seasons because I feel like it's easy for me to come in on this part of the conversation and say, I'm told myself the truth. And, that's why I'm here now. But I spend longer periods of time putting little seeds in the ground. I have literally no clue what's going to come up or if anything is going to come up at all. But I'm open to the idea that this is a dry season in the sense that I'm not expecting to see. I'm not expecting things to be happening right now. This is for me to be this is where I'm trying to figure stuff out. This is where I'm trying to set things in order. And if they work, if it brings fruit or whatever for me, then okay, that's good. But I spend a lot of time testing the waters, honestly, Leila. Like, I test out different versions of me to figure out which version do I like. And it's a lot of versions of Deja that I have to go through that I'm like, I don't even like you, girl. I don't want nothing to do with that version of you. So we're going to put you to the side. But that version, we've been taking care of her and I like her. Let's see what she can do once the new season comes around. And I hope that makes sense. But I really open myself up to the possibility, like, of what are the versions that I'm open to, and I invite myself to try that stuff out. Like I literally act like a kid. Like, I'm gonna try this because I'm thinking about it. I think that I want to do it. I think that I want to try it. I'm gonna try it, and I go for it. Like what you were just talking about being bold and going for it. You have to do that for yourself. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's something that I try to do.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I love this.
I also want to add, I like to say,
go ahead, Amara.
Being you authentically and unapologetically, I'm a firm believer you only have one life to live, and time is valuable. Life is precious. So go after all things, interests, hobbies, experiences. Share a little bit about me really quickly. I was living in New York. I was working in the city, commuting from Westchester every day and living my gossip girl like lifestyle in the city. But I realized I wanted to change the scenery, and I was really adamant about relocating. And my family was like, girl, what are you talking about? My grandma, I was living with her at the time, she was like, girl, okay. And I came down to visit Atlanta MLK weekend, and I applied for my apartment within that week. So that's just an example of life experiences of, if you want something's placed on your heart, I say go for it. And that could be romantically, professionally, friendship wise, your major in college. I feel like there's so many opportunities, and once something is presented to you, I say seize the day.
I'm with that. I what Amara said, honestly.
Yeah, no, that was so impactful, Amara, and thank you for that tip. And I also just want to say, I really appreciate that moment of just open transparency and honesty that Deja and Leila just had, because as a young woman, I hope that everyone on this call is truly absorbing the fact that this journey will never be perfect. It's not going to happen for you, because it does not happen for anyone. What happens is that people grow and understand that there are different versions of us, and those different versions need different people to speak life into us. They need to absorb new activities, change cities, change majors, do different things. And it is okay to say that sometimes you're not okay and you don't know north from south and left or right or what you ate yesterday. And so you need some help. It's okay. And so I really appreciate that moment, and I hope that really resonated for you all as well. I want to move on a little bit to talk about confidence and how you've built up your confidence, if you were ever maybe shy, and give us some tips on ways that you worked on not only just exuding confidence to the rest of the world, but really believing the confidence that you wanted to exude. And anyone who's open, Kai, I don't know if I saw Kai. Yeah, there she is. Did you want to take that one?
Most definitely. I think confidence and exuding it truly, as cliche as it sounds, it really starts from within, because a lot of times people, people say they're confident, but they're really not. And confidence really starts with, like, I would say, looking at yourself in the mirror and being okay with who you are. Like, for example, I go to Howard, and Howard is, you know, it's a school that a lot of times you have to fit a certain mold. And for example, women like me who don't fit the mold, like, yes, we're in a new generation, a new time, but I act a certain type of way, and I have locks, and I don't fit a lot of their stuff. But instead of comparing myself, I had to go, but what are my positive qualities and what am I good at? And I'm just as brilliant as these people, and let me forge my own way. So I think it starts with that too. And also not taking things personally. I take things very personally because I'm a perfectionist. So when I get rejected, and I've gotten rejected a lot going to this school, I took it very personal. And I was like, it's favoritism. And it may have been, but at the same time, nobody has a personal vendetta against you. Some people do, but most of the time when you get rejected, don't let it like take away from who you are, because that is going to mess up your self-esteem. And then you're going to start second guessing yourself and sabotaging everything in life that you want to accomplish. So hopefully that helps.
Yes, it did. And Jamira, I know you had your hand up. Would you like to go ahead and answer that too?
Yes, I just wanted to add on. I think at all HBCUs, you really get poured into. I know for me, I always ask 100 questions. Like even now, I'm forgetting I'm on the panel because I'm just taking in all this information and energy. I'm loving it. But here at Spelman, I'm surrounded by so many alumni, friends, and faculty who really poured into me and let me know that I belong here, that I'm good enough. Because walking into Spelman, if you would have told me that I would be on the cover of a magazine in Target, Barnes and Nobles, and all these stores, I would have looked at you like you were crazy. And I just had so many people that believed in me and saw a light in me that I probably didn't see in myself. And I just took that jump. And even when I was scared and doubted myself, they still held me up and picked me up when I was ready to fall and quit. So I would definitely say, make sure you're surrounded by people who actually care about you and is ready to pour into you. And I can say that you're definitely going to find that at your HBCU, because that's what they're there for.
Yes, indeed. And Jessica, I see you have your hand up too. I'm gonna pass it over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess to bring another layer of transparency, when I was in high school, I would say I had very low confidence. I didn't mention this earlier, but I am the director of community engagement for the Misshbcuteen pageant. So I am on the admin team, and I interviewed a lot of the contestants, and a lot of them told me about their high school experience, you know, being either the only person that looked like them or being the token Black girl, kind of all these things that we've heard before. And it made me kind of reflect, especially on this question, because I went to a predominantly white high school. And when I was in high school, I was chasing an identity that wasn't me. I was chasing, trying to fit in. I was chasing groups of people that I really shouldn't have been hanging out with for the sake of having belonging. And I think when I came into Spelman, I was very lost, I would say. To Jasmine's point, I signed up for everything freshman year. One, because I was eager, but two, because I was trying to find a sense of belonging that felt authentic to me. And so as I was kind of matriculating through these different groups, I kind of found myself in a wrong friend group that kind of detrimented my freshman experience, I would say. And then it took me till I was about a sophomore to meet the friends I have now. And I got really grounded in my faith. And I'll be the one to say it, that when you get grounded in spirituality or in your faith or in a higher being or whatever it is for you, you do find a greater sense of identity. And that is what shifted for me when I was a sophomore. And ever since then, I walked every single day confidently because I know the God that I serve and who He created me to be. And so I walk in that today. I have a business and I have a shirt that says, always remember who and whose you are. And I think it's because it's something that I specifically hold true to myself. So I think that would be my piece of advice in finding confidence, is that you have to really understand, one, what Kai said about internally and where it starts from within. But I think it's also like getting yourself grounded in something that is firm, that stands the test of time, so that you can walk firmly forward in that. So I'll kind of leave it there.
Thank you so much for that, Jessica. And Sheila, I see you got your hand up too.
Yeah, because that one hit home. Like that really hit home. Jessica, similar to you, I went to a predominantly white high school. And I went to predominantly white schools my entire life until I went to Bowie State. So Bowie State was the first time where I was a majority. And that was very different for me because of, I always would get the comments when I first got to Bowie, oh, you sound like a white girl. Like, oh, you like different music. It was like things like that. So of course that played on my confidence. And although I was in pageants and I was like winning and it was like good leading up to college, in a sense, I was using that as a confidence builder and I realized it in the end. And it was like, I would always tell my coach, like, I'm really nervous. I would not speak above a whisper if it was something like this. But on stage, I can do it because I can't see everybody staring at me. I can't see them looking at me. I don't feel like they're judging me because I can't see them. It's just lights. And my dad unexpectedly died 10 years ago this year, actually, the day before Valentine's Day. And I competed in a pageant the next day because I did not want to like face those feelings, really sit with what was happening because I was so used to like putting on this facade and like just always trying to be on. And then my major moment is when I won that pageant, although I was grieving the loss of my dad unexpectedly. And at that moment, I was like, hard stop, like let's reset because you can't be true to who you are in this moment. It's impossible because you're hurting and everyone just saw this smile and this perfect pageant Patty on the stage. And that really shook me going into college where I was like, okay, like honestly, it doesn't really matter what people have to say, how they look at me. I have to be happy with myself because how I felt in that moment, I was not happy with myself. And that wasn't honoring who I was at my core, even though I really didn't know who that person was at their core quite yet. So I'm a huge advocate of therapy. Me and my therapist, we are best friends and we see each other once a week, twice a week if something crazy is going on. But above all too, I have my tattoo right here that says what's for you won't pass you. And I ground myself in my faith so much and just reminding myself that when you think about it too, like think about your homegirl's gonna be like, oh my gosh, girl, like I don't like the way I look at this. You're like, girl, you look fine. And she's like, no, I look bad. It's like, no, you really look fine. But she's seeing herself in that way. So 9 times out of 10, how you're seeing yourself, people are not even focusing on that. So it's just kind of like being more gentle with yourself, being more gentle with your process. And then also sitting with the fact that every day won't be a good day. And it's just a reality. It's okay, but that doesn't mean it has to stop. It doesn't mean that's the end all be all. And it doesn't mean that it won't get better or you can't change something. What's in your control tomorrow. And then I always say the prayer of serenity. It's like, and what I can't control and what I can't change, does God give me the peace to understand that in due time and in your perfect timing, it will happen, it will come to fruition, and you will make things move and shape for me when and how they're supposed to.
Now that's the word, Sheila. God's time is always going to be better than our time. And God loves a good key. So we'll laugh at your plans. But thank you so much for that. We are now going to get ready to go to our breakout rooms. So you're going to have a little bit more time with some of these incredible mentors to ask your direct questions to them. And when we get back, I am going to be calling out on contestants and I want to hear some lessons and advice and some things that you're going to be taking to put into implementation. So we're going to have that right now. And I hope y'all enjoy y'all breakout sessions. And we'll be coming back in 10 minutes. So make sure you get the good questions in and have some really fruitful conversations, but I think y'all will be good. So I will see y'all back here in about 10 minutes. So we're gonna break y'all out right now. Thank y'all.
Jasmine, you wanna go first or?
Yeah. So I'm actually going to tell you a little honest truth here. I was not great at managing my time. Time management was actually something I really struggled with, especially my freshman year, really more so. I didn't really feel like I got a grasp on it until my sophomore year when I was on the dance team, and I didn't have a choice.
Wish I had for at a younger age. Not that my mother was wonderful, but just somebody else to talk to. And so, sometimes your girlfriends, they may be good for you per se, but they might not be what you would consider a safe space because you have to deal with them all the time. You want somebody that's going to keep your secrets. So the main thing is to figure out that something's going on. Once you figure out there is something going on, find somebody to talk to and get it out. And hopefully you guys can come up with a game plan for you not to feel this way anymore, and to whatever's triggering you to have these feelings, that you address them and move on and be happy. That's the main thing. I think a lot of us are just not happy or have these moments where we're not happy, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But the sooner you get over it, the better off it'll be for you and everybody that's around you, because misery loves company. So you don't want to be that one, right? Oh, I hate being around her because she's miserable. You want to be a light.
Where you don't have the motivation, what I guess motivates you to then say, no, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to go after?
Yeah, I'll hop in first. I'll say in 100% transparency, I've learned in my adulthood that when I feel a way, I allow myself to feel that way. So if I don't want to do anything today, I'm not doing anything today. And I have gotten to a place in my life, whether it's confidence, grounding, whatever it is that like me taking the next 24 hours is not going to be a detriment to my future, to my life, whatever it is. Because if my mental health is ever going to suffer as it has in the last year and a half, I'm not going to be able to do anything. So if this day kind of resets me, then I'm 100% okay with that. I think there's balance in that for sure. Of course, because it can get to a point where you're becoming lazy or it's a high level of procrastination, which that does happen. And then it can also turn serious as far as depression or kind of a mental health spiral. But I would say in terms of like an everyday basis, if I am just not feeling it today, I'm quick to say to my manager, hey, I need a day, and that's that. And I'll kind of get to everything tomorrow. But to kind of answer your question in the sense of in days or in moments where I feel a lack of motivation, I'm kind of in that place right now, especially like with my brand and a lot of things that I've kind of put on pause. What keeps me grounded is going back to why do I have this interest, or like, why did I start my business, or like whatever it is for you. So I would just kind of ask yourself that too, like why do I want to go into producing and acting, and who do I want to impact? What do I want to change about the industry, and allow that to drive you.
I have another question. My question is, how do you stop comparing yourself to all your other competitors? You see them doing all this stuff and it feels like you have done absolutely nothing. How do you stop yourself from being like, oh, maybe I'm not going to win because I haven't did XYZ?
So in full transparency, I'm going through that in a sense now, right? So like I have, we're here now. So I have 2 shows coming out with ESPN. So it's like, I've also never done this. So I got thrown into production. It was fun. And now getting thrown into talent is even more fun because this is what I've wanted. But when you see the girls who are killing it, and then you look at yourself, you're like, oh my gosh, like, what if no one likes it when it comes out? Like, let me try to be more like her. And then you try it on set and you're like, okay, this doesn't feel right. I feel like they can tell it doesn't feel right. So honestly, I just wanted to tell you, I don't have an answer for you. And I think that's okay because I'm actively working that out too. And it's like, I just have to try to remember too, that through the process, like do what feels best and what feels right about me. And like, honestly, the reality is not everyone is going to be a fan. Not everyone is going to like you. But if you are a fan of yourself, and it sounds so cliche, it's kind of like, girl, I really don't care, because the version of me that you want to see is one that's going to be so hard to upkeep because that's not who I am. So it's more work that's not worth somebody who just wants to see that version of you.
Oh, we have like 57 seconds.
I just want to piggyback off of that really quick before I go. I look crazy. I'm here at dance class. I just want to say, when it comes to comparison, you should take that as inspiration sometimes. And so realizing that you are your own person, you have your own platform, you have your own thing that you want to do with your title. And so if you see somebody doing something, let's say with children, and you're like, well, I'm not necessarily into children, but I like how she went out to schools. What can I do in schools that fits with my brand and my platform and my passion? So again, knowing your why and knowing how you want to impact people, you can be inspired by others instead of comparing yourself to them. And if you take inspiration, you can also help build your own brand and your platform. So y'all can hear me. I know this music is loud.
right, y'all, we are back. I know that was super quick, but I really do hope that you all were able to get some questions answered. To all the mentors, if you are open and willing, I know some of you have already signed up to be one-on-one mentors, but if you are open and willing, please drop your emails or your social handles where contestants can maybe reach you with some more questions that they have to ask or to stay connected. I know they would really appreciate having that as well. And so before we go, two more little things right quick. I want to hear some of this advice and the lessons y'all are getting in these breakout rooms. I want to feed on some of that fruitfulness as well. So let me hear from Trinity. And if when you do say what you learned, please turn your camera on if you can. But Trinity, let me hear what you learned.
Okay, I'm going to reintroduce myself. My name is Trinity Colbert, hailing from Atlanta, Georgia. I'll be attending Howard University in the fall, and I currently serve as Miss District of Columbia HBCU. And one thing that I learned is that nobody can be you, like you can be you, and to take what your other queens are doing as inspiration and not to compare yourself.
I love that. I love that. All right, let me hear something, Jordan. What did you learn in your breakout session?
Oh, hi everyone. I'm sorry, I was getting confused with the other Jordan. But hey, I'm Jordan Morris hailing from Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas. I am Miss Arkansas, and I will be attending maybe Grambling University, hopefully. But anyways, I just want to thank everyone, thank all the beautiful Black queens for giving the advice that you gave us. I really did take that and literally note it in my head. You have gave me the platform and you have gave me the idea and have let me know that it's okay to be who I am, and it's okay that to make mistakes, and it's okay that I am more than enough. Even if I feel like that I'm not, I am more than enough, and I am this beautiful Black queen, and I am going to make mistakes, and I am going to do an amazing job at whatever I do, and also so good seeds. Though that's one thing I learned too. Yes.
Thank you. Samaya, let me hear from you. What did you learn in your breakout session?
Hello, everyone. My name is Samaya Elemy Turner, hailing from Rochester, New York. I will be attending Howard University in the fall as a film major, and I am serving as Miss New Jersey HBCU teen. I learned as an artist that you must trust your artistic vision and stay true to it, because only you can make your art. And even when people try to, get in the way or kind of try to infringe on what you try to create, that it's best to just stay strong and see the project out. If that makes sense. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for that. And let me hear from Brooklyn. Brooklyn, tell me what you learned in your breakout session.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brooklyn Bennett, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, and I will be serving as Miss HBCU Teen Ohio. In my breakout session, I learned that no is okay. Personally, I struggle with hearing no a lot because I'm a perfectionist and always expect perfection out of things. So hearing no is a very tough pill to swallow, but I learned that no can mean a yes in the future and bring bigger blessings for me.
Thank you for that. We're going to take one more. Let me hear from Tamia.
Hi, my name is Tamia Palmer, hailing from Cincinnati, Ohio. I am serving as Miss Michigan HBCU teen. Undecided on where I'm going, but I want to be mass communications and media studies major. And one thing I learned was do it afraid, because I've been struggling with the transition from high school and into college, especially with most of my top choices being at least 4 hours away from home. And I've never been away from home before. So I feel like with the do it afraid, I might be ready to take that final leap.
Thank you so much. And before we go, I have one last question for all of our mentors. Just something that we've done in the past at the Sister Mentor Nights, and I think it is really great and really powerful. And so if each of you could tell me in one word what a queen is to you, I would love to hear it. So I'll go first. Me. A queen is Infinitely beautiful.
I'll go next. A queen is authentically herself.
I'll jump in. A queen is always graceful.
A queen serves others.
A queen is an advocate for herself.
A queen is resilient.
A queen is persistent.
A queen can adapt.
A queen is intentional.
Yes, let's hear from the contestants. Let me hear some of Queen's statements from all the contestants. Tell us what y'all know. Go ahead, Jordan. Jordan Hightower.
Okay. A queen is, oh, this is hard.
You got it.
A queen is pure.
Jordan Morris.
A queen is unapologetically me. I don't care who says what nobody said. I am me at the end of the day.
I know that's right. Let me hear from Sarah. Oh, we can't hear you, Sarah. All right, we're going to circle back. Trinity.
A queen is not afraid to shoot her shot.
I know that's right. Samaya.
A queen is a visionary.
Yes. Brooklyn.
Wrong button, sorry. A queen is courageous.
Thank you. And Naya.
A queen is motivational and powerful.
Reagan. Oh, maybe she didn't hear me. Okay, Tamia.
A queen is strong.
Great. Samuel.
A queen is a goal-getter.
Yes. Ashley.
A queen is a trailblazer.
Yes. Sarah. Oh, we still can't hear you, Sarah. It's okay, sister. Write your Queen statement in the chat. And Nisaj, I think you're last. Yes.
A queen is liberated.
Yes, she is. Well, yes, Sarah, a queen breaks barriers. I'm gonna say Sarah's for her. I mean, yes, she does. I just want to say thank you all so much. I know we ran over just a little bit, so thank you so much, mentors, for extending all your love and your amazing words this evening. I am so appreciative of you being here, and I know all the contestants are. And contestants, thank you so much for coming with such thoughtful and amazing questions and soaking up all the knowledge. Grab the emails out of the chat from the mentors that have extended themselves. And yes, as you all know, you will be getting your one-on-one mentor soon. But please feel free to extendedly use all of the branches of your beautiful tree because they matter. So with that, I love you all. I hope you all stay safe, and I will see y'all again very soon. Good night, lovely people.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you, Jasmine.
You're welcome.